Goal, Khafira, Ronaldo! Yeah, Ronaldo! And he's fed Mbappe! Headline hat-trick! He strides the stage like the world star he is!
Schleck, Sieber, Reus in die Mitte, wir machen rein, Tor, 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 Tor!
Welcome, people. It is the Champions League. We are finally back with club content. We've been talking about international football for God knows how long, but the UCL reviews are back. We do this every Wednesday night. It was Thursday, Wednesday night, and Thomas Tuchel decided to lose to Lazio. Of all teams, have people watched Lazio this season? They have been garbage all season long. And then they decide to lay an absolute horrific show today at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. We're going to obviously talk about Brahim Diaz and Real Madrid. I thought they got it kind of lucky against RB Leipzig. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about, obviously, Mbappe stepping up big time for PSG and Man City, just comfortable victory. But if you're watching on replay, give your thoughts in the comments down below of any of the 4 games. Remember to hit the like button. That's the most important thing. Hit the like button and subscribe. If you're new around here, big up to everybody in the chat already. I see you, Anthony, Revanite, RDS, Samasi. Oh, boy, Samasi. Nani, Luis Mania, Ibrahim Diallo. How are you all doing? Diego, que pasó? Big up to Freemind and big up to everybody in the chat. As we go, we're just going to first talk about the Tuesday games, and then we'll go on to Wednesday. If you have any thoughts, obviously I'm going to be here for like 30 minutes max, people, because it's late here in Finland, and we got to get our thoughts up as we are going to first talk about, look, this result was coming. We all knew this was going to happen. Man City go away to Copenhagen and win. I don't think people realize this. And obviously, everybody's going to disrespect FC Copenhagen and say, oh my God, why is this team in the round of 16? Where's the quality gone in the Champions League? Yeah. These are the fans that their team hasn't qualified to the round of 16 or didn't even qualify to the Champions League this season. You got to respect FC Copenhagen. This is their first competitive game. They haven't had a league game since the 12th of December against Galatasaray. They've only had friendlies to prepare, and you could just tell. I mean, FC Copenhagen, yeah, they scored the brilliant goal with Maatson, and it was his first game for the club, but the passing from FC Copenhagen was shockingly bad. Shockingly bad. Even Cornelius, who came onto the field, dropped a disaster class. I thought FC Copenhagen, that was their worst game so far in the Champions League. Of course, you're going up against the best team in the world, but the passing was just shocking. Achuri, El Yunusi, who's trying to do his thing, they couldn't. And when you're going up against Man City, the one thing you cannot do is give them time and space. What did KDB have? Time in the box to pick out a shot. What did Bernardo Silva have? A fantastic finish one time. You just cannot allow this if you're FC Copenhagen. They know it. They tried their best. They scored a brilliant goal. Did they really trouble Ederson? I mean, obviously Ederson with the horrific mistake for FC Copenhagen's only goal of the game. And then the only issue I have is FC Copenhagen did well at times defensively, but you give up a goal in the last minute of the first half, and then you give up a goal last minute of the second half. You can't do it. You just simply cannot do it. I thought Phil Foden and KDB, man, they were just... When you see now Man City, they're kicking into gear. They're looking better. They're looking stronger. And I mean, this is a result was expected. They go back to Manchester. They can rest some guys. I know like it's only 2-goal deficit, but let's be honest here, people. Man City are going through in this tie. Now, if somehow, some way, after Copenhagen come back, that might be one of the greatest comebacks ever. I don't see it. I give them a 0.05% chance, and I'm usually the one who's bigging up FC Copenhagen. Going to Etihad, not a chance. Not a chance. But, I mean, does this game really tell us anything? We know Man City are one of the best teams in Europe, and for FC Copenhagen, it's just like, hey, you made it this far. You've made a ridiculous amount of prize money now from the Champions League. And they just keep on improving FC Copenhagen. They tried to make some signings. I mean, when you're starting Scott McKenna, who was a bench player for Nottingham Forest, in this game against Man City, there's the quality drop. If you look at the market value for FC Copenhagen, I think it's like 82 million. That's less than Julian Alvarez. So we're just going with David versus Goliath here in this matchup. And yeah, Man City they're just such a good team, people. We all have to admit it. They're the best team in the world. And I don't know what else to say. Like, KDB was fantastic. Foden, Ake was good. Rodri doing his thing. Haaland didn't have his best game. He had a little... the problem for Haaland is he must be frustrated. He constantly is making runs in behind. They just won't feed him. They won't. I mean, he had that ridiculous volley where I was like, what am I watching? Is this Vince Carter? I thought it was Vince Carter for a second. It wasn't. It was Erling Braut Haaland. Norwegian airline taking off, and yeah, I mean, Man City, if Haaland got a goal, then it would have been really bad for FC Copenhagen. But you know what? I think they gave themselves a fair account of this game. I don't know what you people think in the chat, and if you're watching replay, what did you think of FC Copenhagen's performance and Man City, of course? Because yeah, man, I mean, Man City are just they're elite. They're elite people. Now let's go to this game. Now this game is a lot more interesting. I actually thought RB Leipzig played a decent game. And they've been shocking in 2024. I think they've got one win in the whole calendar year of 2024. RB Leipzig, with the amount of chances they had, I'm looking at Šeško, I'm looking at Lois Openda, I'm looking at Xavi Simons, and I'm like, you guys can't finish one opportunity. Just give us one opportunity. I mean, Benjamin Šeško alone had, I don't know how much of an XG. He should have been doing better. Dani Olmo was good in moments. Not the best, I would say. Not the best, but RB Leipzig will be kicking themselves. Now, I know people are talking about the disallowed goal from Šeško in the first 2 minutes. Clearly, Hendricks is offside. He's interfering with Lunin. I think it's a clear offside. Clear offside, and I don't know why people are complaining. Yeah, okay, he might have not really impeded Lunin, but he's in offside position. He's somewhat interfering. I think it's the correct call. Whether people like it or not, it's the correct call. Because at first I was like, wait, that can't be right. He's not offside, Šeško, but it was clearly offside. But did Madrid play their best game? I don't think so. They got really sort of cut off in the midfield, especially. They constantly just gave up the ball, and then they were able to just go, hey, counterattack from RB Leipzig, with either Dani Olmo, Xavi Simons, and these guys, Schlager as well. I actually thought Schlager played a decent game, and he's not had the greatest of seasons. But Madrid, with their defense, I mean, Nacho Cheese was melting there. He thought he was playing in the desert, and he was just melting. It was so bad from Nacho. I thought Tchouaméni was the best defender on the field. The dude is a DM. Tchouaméni had to play center back, and he was just unreal. I thought Tchouaméni. I thought he was unreal. And so was obviously Brahim Diaz. I mean, that goal he scored was ridiculous. I mean, Brahim Diaz, just a solo. He had a good season for AC Milan. I'm still kind of pissed off with him because that semifinals performance against Inter, I thought he was shocking. But Brahim Diaz, he played really well yesterday. I think, in the opening half, he was sort of more central. Then he was pushed out wide. And then you see Brahim Diaz then was able to cook, and Rodrigo then making those runs from the midfield. And it was looking a lot better for Real Madrid. And I thought, okay, you know what? Looking good. And then, I mean, Brahim Diaz, that que golazo, man. Que golazo. Unfortunately for him, he got injured. I mean, how many more injuries do Madrid are they going to get? How many more injuries? They gotta visit some voodoo doctor or something to cast this spell away from them because they are just picking up injuries left, right, and center. I mean, the medical bill. Maybe Naby Keita's the doctor for them or something like that. Maybe he's the guy who gives them the speech like, "Hey guys, it's okay. We all go through injuries." I mean, he's the expert at it. And Real Madrid just say, "Hey, it don't matter. We'll put Tchouaméni at center back and we'll still keep a clean sheet." How? I don't know how they do it. I mean, Lunin stepped up big time yesterday. He stepped up big time. Were there any real like world-class saves? No, but he did make I thought, a very good save on Šeško where Brahim Diaz got injured. I don't know why Leipzig kept playing. Clearly, they saw he got injured. You should be kicking it out. It's fair play, bro. Just do it. They don't. Šeško gets a one-on-one opportunity, and I thought that actually was Lunin's best save. That was Lunin's best save, and this is a clear identity. Don't start Kepa anymore. Just don't. He is the guy. He is the guy. But I actually thought Leipzig played a really good game. They just couldn't finish their chances, and that has been the case for them in 2024. Playing decent. Defensively, they're not the greatest sides, as we know, with the style they play, and they don't really have the best defenders as they used to. But at least score some goals, and they just haven't been clinical enough, and they got paid for it. Lois Apenda wasn't clinical enough. Šeško, who I really like, really had an off day. I mean, he had good link-up play, and he got himself into good positions. He has to be finishing one of those chances. They did nullify it, and thank you, Zahir, for reminding me. They completely nullified Vinny. Vinny had his moments, and I mean, the antics he had in the corner. I'm like, bro, Vinny, just stop. Just stop. Focus on the game. Focus on the game. He doesn't. But somehow, Real Madrid keep the clean sheet. I'd be shocked if they lose this tie. They're going back to Santiago Bernabeu. Maybe Jude Bellingham will be back for that game. Maybe Brahim Diaz. I don't know how severe the injury is for Brahim Diaz. But it wasn't their best performance. And then I see people on social media, "Oh, really, this Real Madrid, they can't win the Champions League." Look at the injuries, people. And if you have been watching Real Madrid, this is by far one of the worst performances of the season. By far. This is one clear message is they cannot win the Champions League with Nacho at center back. It just cannot happen. The guy is just not good enough. When they go up against a team that is much more clinical, like if Nacho is at center back against Man City, RIP. That's all I got to say. RIP. But yeah, overall, not the best performance from Madrid. Leipzig, they'll be kicking themselves because they know they should be doing a lot better with the chances they had. Now they got to go to Santiago Bernabeu. Yeah, they have a chance, but it's the Santiago Bernabeu. It's Madrid. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, people. Did Leipzig miss a big opportunity here? I think they missed a big opportunity because you had all those chances. You're at home. You're playing decent. And then you just give it up like that. You give it up like that. All right, but now it's time to oh my God. I don't know what to say with Thomas Tuchel right now. Well, what's one word to describe Thomas Tuchel right now, people? God. The football is atrocious. Leroy Sané is atrocious right now. Leroy Sané hasn't scored a goal since October. It's been since October that Leroy Sané has scored a goal. It's horrible, man. The football from Bayern Munich is just, it's dead. It's dead. Even, what's even more funnier? They had to play better with 10 men than with 11 because the ball movement was much quicker. You just see that first half. All right, we go side to side to side to side. They're like a roller coaster. They're just going side to side, side to side. But a roller coaster was going much quicker than the way Bayern were playing. The only opportunity I can remember for Bayern in that first half was when they actually had a wonderful combination play, one touches, falls to the feet of Jamal Musiala, and his left-footed shot just goes over the bar. He should have really got that on target, to be honest. But you're going up against Lazio. Now, if you haven't watched Lazio, I haven't watched Lazio a lot this season, but the games I've watched, they are not a good team. They are just hot and really, really Antarctica cold. Then they go a little bit, then they put the stove on a little bit, and then it just freezes out. Lazio somehow were organized defensively, nullified the midfield completely. They just said, we're going to absolutely, when you get the ball in the midfield, Bayern, we're just going to pack it in. We're going to pack it in. And you cannot you're just going to be forced to go out wide. It was terrible from Bayern. It was terrible. I was expecting, okay, it's Champions League, away, in Rome, hostile environment like we know the Stadio Olimpico, but you just lost 3-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. You got to show some response if you're Bayern Munich. Nothing. Nothing. Goretzka, I this is like you don't sign a midfielder in the January transfer window. You go get Eric Dyer, Sasha Bowie. I like him. I think he's a good player. But you clearly need some more technical ability in the midfield if you're Bayern. Nothing. Nothing. Like Kimmich is trying his best, but the guy is just playing out wide to Upamecano or Masrui or Rafael Guerrero, and there's no creativity with this team. Nothing. If I'm not gonna blame Thomas Muller because I think Thomas Muller is a goat. So you got Jamal Musiala, play him down the middle. Just play Matthias Tell. What does Matthias Tell? Does he need to be 21 years old and play many seasons in football for Thomas Tuchel to start him? Because Matthias Tell can at least bring some impact and some speed and some directness. Because the only one that was able to beat a man today was Jamal Musiala. Kane sort of nullified. Again, really quiet game from him. Leroy Sané, he was bad. He was bad. But the whole overall performance from Bayern was terrible, and Lazio took advantage of it. They got the penalty. Upamecano, clumsy man. I rate Upamecano highly, but he has these moments where he just lack of concentration, high boot on Isaacson, and Isaacson had a really good opportunity like the first 2 minutes. And I thought, oh man, there's Lazio's chance. They're not going to get anything from this game. Well, Upamecano said, there you go. And then Ciro Immobile. Why is it always Ciro? Ciro Penaldo. That's his name. Ciro Penaldo, because he always scores a penalty. Always does it. I actually thought his hold-up play was pretty decent. And, it's always a treat to watch Luis Alberto. Like, Luis Alberto is a baller. He's always been a baller, and he was balling out today at times with his hold-up play, the passing, the vision, everything about Luis Alberto. I really love him as a player. And Lazio defended well. That's something you can't really say a lot this season. Lazio defended well. They were organized, and they seemed to really play to the moment. At times this season, they've just played down to the opposition, and they've looked terrible. Today, they rose from the ashes, and Lazio got the victory. Obviously, this tie is not over whatsoever. That's what I was thinking. Like, Lazio, you are 1-0 up, 10 men, kill this off. Get to 2-0, 3-0, and then you can just go to Munich and defend for your lives. I felt like they were way too passive when Bayern got that red card. Way too passive. They should have just went for the kill and really just sent a statement. Instead, I think it was just too passive for them. And maybe they thought to themselves, all right, we're just going to keep the 1-0 here. And Sarri was just thinking to himself, how many red marbles am I going to have to order from Munich? Because he's going to be very nervous on that touchline. But I'm not going to say like Bayern are out of this competition or anything like that. But they got 3 weeks. They got to get their shit together. That's putting it nicely. They got to get their shit together. And especially Thomas Tuchel. Like, I don't see anything. I don't see the players playing for him. He's so all frustrated. You can just see him going like this, like telling his players to move quicker. Nobody's responding. And that's not a good sign. When the players are not responding, your days as a manager are lowering. But we've seen this before. Now, this is a different Bayern, and I don't think this is the same Bayern as we have seen in the past decade. When Bayern lose, like they did to Basel, I think it was like 12 or 13 season. No, I think it was the 14-15 season, if memory serves me right. Basel, they won the first leg. I think it was 1-0. They lost 7-0. Porto, they beat Bayern 2-0. They lost 7-0. So are we going to get a repeat here? Or is this a Bayern where, okay, they might not win 7-0. They might win 2-0, 3-0 in Munich. But I'm telling you right now, if they keep playing like this, they ain't going to sniff the Bundesliga title. They're not going to sniff it. This is just so lackadaisical, lethargic, poor, uninspiring football from Thomas Tuchel and Bayern right now. And I wonder, Bayern made a crazy move last year around this time of year. I think it was March, maybe. They said, "All right, Nagelsmann, you're done, and here's Thomas Tuchel." Are they thinking to themselves, "You know what? This guy ain't it. Maybe he is actually a fraud," and they're gonna go get Hansi Flick back. Wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked because the football right now is terrible. But Lazio, you know what? Finally, a decent performance. They just looked really organized, Lazio. Were they really threatening going forward? No. I mean, Isaacson was the only real threat, I thought. But again, this is a statement. Serie A teams doing well in Europe. People keep disrespecting this league and saying, oh my God, Juve, corruption, this and that. Inter, they're bankrupt. Milan, Moneyball system. Lazio, well, yeah, Lazio. Roma, I mean, well, they're actually playing better now. But again, Serie A teams stepping up in Europe. There's something about it. They've done that in the last couple of seasons, and people got to respect the league, right? They have to respect it. You think it's going to be an easy matchup. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. But yeah, people, let me know your thoughts. And oh boy, Bayern. Are they in trouble, people, or are you expecting Bayern? All right, when it gets to Munich, they're just going to absolutely destroy Lazio. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below or in the chat right now as we get to the last game. Oh, Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad, you had this opportunity. You had this opportunity. Big up to everybody. We got 46 of you here in the house. We got 37 likes. We can get up the likes, people. We can definitely get up the likes. Definitely. Big up to Freemind. It was right before that City matchup in the quarters. Big up to Albert Bayern. Will probably win the second leg anyway. Yeah, he is 100%. I honestly, if Bayern and Thomas Tuchel dare lose to Lazio, he needs to be deport him away from Germany. Deport him away. And if you're Barcelona, lock up your store, your training ground, the Olympic Stadium there. Lock it up. Don't let that guy be your manager. Because clearly, Thomas Tuchel, he might need to learn Arabic. Let's just put it that way. He might need to learn Arabic at this moment. So yeah, PSG and Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad. That's now, I think it was 4 games in a row now. I think it's 4 games in a row they haven't scored a goal. If I'm not mistaken, they have been really, really lacking in front of goal. I think it was 4 games in a row. It's been tough for them. 5 games in a row now, Real Sociedad haven't scored a goal. 5. And when you're starting Andre Silva, this is the year 2023. I mean, if anybody rates Andre Silva in the year 2023, I'm going to say right now, you don't know football. You don't. The guy is horrible. He's horrible. He's horrible. He had a chance. First minute, really should be doing a lot better with that chance. Kubo looking dangerous down the right side. Really nothing going down the left side for Real Sociedad. But I thought the midfield, they really bossed that first half. They really bossed the first half. Merino, Zubamendi, Bryce Mendes. I thought they were absolutely destroying PSG's midfield. PSG had really no clue how to build a play. They tried to go long. They tried to play down the right side with Hakimi because Berlado, he's not really a left back. He's actually a center back who just made the transfer from Sao Paulo. He's not really comfortable in that left back position. You could kind of tell, especially in build-up play. And PSG were really finding it difficult to generate good attacks in that first half. They kept losing the ball in the midfield because Real Sociedad's pressing was phenomenal. Even though Mbappe had a chance like in the first 5 minutes, Real Sociedad, they'll be kicking themselves, man. They had glorious opportunities. They should have scored one, but they have just not been clinical. And when you're the underdog, and Real Sociedad are the underdog in this matchup, even though I think it's like 55-45 for PSG, but when you're away from home, you got to be clinical. Real Sociedad were not clinical, and then guess who shows up? Kylian, the president of France, Mbappe. Now, it comes from a corner. I don't know what Kubo's doing. Kubo, you see the corner. You look at the ball, and then you're like, that's Mbappe. Should I defend him? Nah, it's okay. I won't defend him. Kubo just leaves Mbappe, and Mbappe just has it's a good finish, but it's like no defender is around him. Nobody. Easy finish, and when you need your guys, the main mans, the KDBs, the Vinicius, Harry Kane, if he showed up today, Mbappe's. These are the ones that need to stand out in the Champions League. You can have your team play in league form. In the Champions League, it's all about individuals stepping up. Mbappe does that. And Bradley Barcola, who's actually been really good in 2024, phenomenal goal. Just beats Amari Traore, who had his number at times during this game. And then Barcola said, okay, cool. Watch this. Beautiful finish with his left foot. And Real Sociedad had nothing in that second half. Nothing. They couldn't generate anything. As soon as PSG got that goal, boom. They just started playing football. Fabian Ruiz was playing better. Zaire Emery was playing better. It just seemed like PSG just needed to get sort of that confidence boost because Real Sociedad were playing really, really well. And then PSG just took it up a notch and ran out 2-0 victory. Now, this isn't over, this tie, but Real Sociedad in these 3 weeks all they need to do in training is just finishing. It's like a Football Manager. I don't know, actually. Yeah, it's like Football Manager. Your training resume for the next 2 weeks is finishing. Because clearly, that's what Kubo needs. And that's definitely what Andre Silva needs. That they need this. They are a very good team, Real Sociedad. They play good football. They press well. Very organized team. You need to score. You need to score. And when a team, and I said this in my shorts video when predicting the round of 16, one team has Mbappe, the other doesn't. And that team that has Mbappe ran out victory today. But if Real Sociedad get an early goal like in the first 5 to 10 minutes in that second leg, okay, then it gets interesting because that crowd is amazing. They're definitely it's going to be one of the biggest games in Real Sociedad's history. So if they can get an early goal, then this tie can be fascinating. Then it can be fascinating, but PSG just got that guy, man. They just got that guy. That's why we can all be critical of Mbappe if he stays at PSG and that sort of stuff. But Mbappe is one of the best players in the world. When you have that sort of player in your team, that's going to very much aid PSG in their quest to try and win this Champions League. Now, when I watch this team, I just don't see Champions League winners. I don't. I think that midfield, while they played a lot better in the second half, if they go up against Madrid, if they go up against Man City, they're going to get destroyed. They're going to get destroyed. However, against the Real Sociedad team, not clinical, lacking experience in these big moments, PSG just have that firepower. They have that experience. And yeah, good. I wouldn't say it was a good performance from PSG. After they got the goal, then they were brilliant, I thought. Then I thought the ball movement, beating the press, Fabian Ruiz doing better, Hakimi playing better, and Lucas Hernandez. I think that was a good switch to make him go to left back because even though Kubo didn't have a quiet second half, he did get a lot of joy against Berrado in that first half, especially. But yeah, overall, people let me know your thoughts in the chat. Big up to SSB says, Michael, thoughts on Dembele? Well, I mean, what do you want me to say, bro? Are we just going to say now Dembele is all of a sudden a good player? No. The guy is just average. He is one of the most frustrating players in the world. Easily one of the most frustrating players in the world. He shows you moments of brilliance. He shows you moments of that one touch he had where it was the long pass, I think, from Marquinhos. He takes it with him on his stride, and he should be finishing it off. That shows you Dembele's got unbelievable ability, but he's just so lackluster, so frustrating. He is a much, much better player. Much better player, but he's lacking, I think, that sort of focus in the big games. I think that's the big issue for him. He's lacking those moments of focus. Mbappe, even though he didn't have a quiet game until the goal, boom, gives you that moment. Dembele, I just don't see that moment for him. I don't. Big up Samasi, member of 12 months. Shout out to Samasi for being a member for a year. I know Samasi's pissed off right now about Bayern. I know that for sure. Big up to Albert, says, member for 20 months. Big up Albert for being a member for 20 months. Says, joke's on you. Tuchel will return with Al Nassr. Al Nassr. Not quite, Albert. Not quite. I did see, though, Al Nassr, they won today, but it wasn't great. I saw Ronaldo miss a tap-in. Big up YG says, Colo should have killed that game off, 100%. They had a couple opportunities. You know, Mbappe hit the crossbar with a ridiculous shot. Dembele is Dembele, yep. And Berardo was cooking still. Yeah, he was pretty good, Barcalo today. Or Berardo, yeah, he was cooking. He definitely nullified Kubo in that second half. Mike made Immobile. Tuchel ain't got the minerals, huh? Tuchel ain't got the minerals. Yeah, but everybody, look, it was a pretty... Was that what I say was uneventful? Yeah, I would say uneventful, even though, you know, Bayern decided to give us a loss today, which is just crazy to me. But next week, we might do some watch-alongs. If you guys want to see some watch-alongs in the chat, let me know in the comments down below or in the chat right now. I might do a watch-along for Inter Atletico because I think that's going to be a spectacular game. And then Napoli-Barca because God knows what the heck is going to happen in that game. I have no clue what's going to happen there. So everybody will be back next week for the UCL review for the other 4 games in the round of 16. Then we got a 3-week break until the second legs. But I got to head out, people. It's late here in Finland. Remember to hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Oh, Hans. Oh, Hans. Oh, Hans, buddy. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. Wait, I got to bring it up. Hans now is already Tuchel out. I warned you. I warned people last year. When Bayern made this move, this guy is not it anymore. He's not it. And now he is being cut off and being catched out as being one of the worst managers to win a Champions League. Tuchel, he's just not good enough anymore. He's not. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Peace.